Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Business of Africa podcast, where we discuss just that, the business of Africa. And it's an interesting session with me today, as I have with me Asha Patel, the Head of B2B Marketing for Sub-Saharan Africa for Google. And on this episode, we're going to be discussing Google and the women entrepreneurs in Africa. Welcome, Asha.
Thank you very much, and good day to you, Femi, and to all of your listeners. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to join your podcast today.
Thank you so much. It's awesome having you on board with us today. And Asha, quick one. Just last month, when celebrating the International Women's Day, Google announced a $1 million grant funding to support women entrepreneurs in Africa. So just unpack this for us. What gave birth to this initiative and what's in the horizon for Africa?
Sure. So through our philanthropic arm, which is called google.org, we committed 15.3 million Rand in charitable funding to support programs that help women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And this is part of a series of new initiatives that are aimed at supporting women-owned businesses. As part of the investment, we're also launching a couple more initiatives. So we launched the #LookMeUp campaign, which is an integrated campaign aimed at showcasing and promoting female entrepreneurs through their stories. Then secondly, we have a women-only Google Hustle Academy cohort, which is aimed at supporting women-owned small businesses and helping them to grow by increasing their revenue, positioning themselves for investment and building a sustainable business. And then thirdly, our third initiative was an intensified program to help and drive the discovery of more women-owned businesses through Google Business Profile registrations.
Interesting. Quite a lot the organization have in store for women, which actually drives into my second question. We know access to funding happens to be a major challenge for entrepreneurs, especially if you're a woman on this side of the African continent. But we know that's just an aspect of the business growth for women in Africa. So besides the ones you've listed, what other supportive role is Google.org playing in this sphere?
So Google is also providing free tools to support women entrepreneurs to grow their businesses. And we've launched this intensive program that actually is driving the discovery of women-owned businesses through Google Business Profiles. And this enables consumers to specifically search for women-led businesses around them. So you can use the women-led attribute. For example, you can search for women-led restaurants near me. And these businesses should be in a better place than ever when it comes to actually being found. These tools will help businesses create a free web page to make them easier to find online. And Primer, which is an app-based skills building platform, allows businesses to access a series of free custom designed bite-sized lessons on the go. Then throughout the month of March, we had also hosted Hustle Academy. And Hustle Academy featured an only women cohort. And this was aimed at supporting women-owned small businesses, again, by increasing their revenue, positioning themselves for investment, and building a sustainable business for the future.
Thank you very much, Asha. See, I really get excited when I see women having the support they need to thrive in the business they do, whether in Africa or outside Africa. So there's a data that says 58% of small business and mid-sized business in Africa entrepreneurs are actually women. So how important is this data to the overall SME sector in Africa? And most importantly, can we say with this 58%, we've reached an equilibrium, or we should expect more from the women in Africa?
So the key to dismantling the structural challenges that women face lies in strengthening their economic power. So despite the odds that they face, like less support and less access to funding, African women repeatedly feature at the top of global surveys on entrepreneurship, with the United Nations reporting that 27% of female entrepreneurship rate in Africa is the highest in the world. Now, the UN goes on to warn, however, that most female-led entrepreneurs and enterprises in Africa are small businesses with few growth opportunities, while also citing that female entrepreneurs are not evenly spread across the continent. So there definitely is room for improvement and still a lot of work that actually does need to be done.
And interesting. I think I agree with you on that aspect. Now, quickly, let's go into the classroom. Let's talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and the fourth industrial revolution. We know where we are in Africa. We are lagging behind. So we know the classroom is a major player in molding the future entrepreneur, especially this side of Africa. This is an area that needs vast curricular improvement. So how far or what is Google.com willing to do or willing to go with the women in Africa in this aspect?
So this is a really important area and a large priority area for us at Google. We aim to train 100,000 developers across Africa in 5 years through the Google Developers Training, with the commitment through to 2022. Over the past decade, we've been dedicated to ecosystem building in Africa with developer advocacy, startup acceleration, training programs, and global technical mentorship. There are more than 150 active Google developer groups and 100 developer student clubs in Africa. Now, combined, these groups reach over 200,000 community members in 40 of the 48 countries in Sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the objective really is to help to bridge the developer skills gap in Africa by providing better access to high-quality, world-class skilling on mobile technologies and platforms. Now, in addition to this, we're also investing quite heavily in infrastructure. And to help bring faster internet to more people and lower connectivity costs, we are investing in a subsea cable called Equiano, which will eventually run through South Africa, Namibia, Nigeria, and St. Helena, and connect the continent with Europe. In the education space, we've got a number of initiatives that are underway. So we launched the Google Teacher Center to train 25,000 teachers to use Google tools in classrooms, which is an SSA-wide initiative. We also have an extensive partnership program to deploy Google Suite for Education products in schools to help 500,000 students access online learning. And again, that is also accessible across Sub-Saharan Africa. And then in Nigeria, we committed to a $250,000 grant to organizations in Nigeria to provide fellowships and distance learning programs and remote educational tools to boost literacy for children in low-income schools across the country. So those are just a couple of the initiatives that we are invested in.
Amazing, Asha, amazing. And I quite agree with you on some of the things you've stated. It's not just the finance aspect, but I mean, helping close the gap, the structural gap, and ensuring women actually have access to what they need to succeed infrastructure-wise and the structure that we have in place. Very amazing growth from Google there. Now let's get back to funding and the support that you give. Will this be an annual process or should we expect more next year?
Yeah, great question. So initiatives like this one are usually identified to help alleviate a particular issue. And this year, our programs incorporate a number of issues that we've identified, and the grant forms part of this. Now, we are committed to supporting female entrepreneurs on the continent, and a lot of our work actually extends quite broadly in this space. But at this stage, we cannot confirm that the initiative for Google.org in particular will follow a similar format next year.
Okay, interesting. Thank you very much. Finally, in your own word, what impact do you see this support making in Africa?
So we are committed to Africa, and we see growth of women entrepreneurs as a critical part of the continent's growth trajectory. We want to see more women getting involved in business. We want to see more women getting online. And we hope that this grant will, in a small way, play a role in doing that.
Thank you very much, Asha. It's been an interesting discussion with you. We'll do our best to help you make shouts about this on the digital space. And we really appreciate you for what you're doing for entrepreneurs, especially our women in Africa. Thank you very much, Asha.
Thank you so much, Femi, for having me on this show.
And that is all for today on the business of Africa. To listen to the other episodes, make sure you follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram @Metrics Africa. Bye-bye.